Hi Year 10, I'm Mr. Tapley and I'm going to be walking you through your first lesson of Year 10 Geography. So this lesson I'll be going very quickly through the lesson plan, learning intention, success criteria. I'll be talking about what we're studying this term, the classroom organization, so how we're setting up our classroom in terms of where are the resources, what are the class expectations, etc., and then discussing learning preferences in term 3. So how do you guys learn best, and what can I do to make sure you have an enjoyable experience in geography? I'll be trying to outline the main topics covered in Area Study 1, Environmental Geography, and we'll be completing the class introduction learning activity in Google Classroom. So it's genuinely an introduction, as the lesson plan title says there. I'm not trying to surprise you. I'm not going to throw you into the deep end of a pool and just expect you to swim. We're going to ease our way into this. Nice and simple in the first lesson. It's only a quick little survey, really just trying to get an idea of who you are, what you enjoy, and what I can do again to make sure you have a great time in geography. So, for those of you that don't know me, hello. Meeting under very strange circumstances, but my name is Mr. Tapley, and I'm very thrilled to be teaching your class for Year 10 Geography this year. I'm originally from New Jersey, in the United States of America. I'm not sure if you can tell the accent through the video audio, but I moved to Melbourne in 2004, attended Mount Waverley Secondary College because I'm a traitor, and I'm now in my third year of teaching at Glen Waverley. Obviously a huge fan of geography. I also teach history, year 7, 8, 9, 10 humanities, but I'm also fond of music, basketball, football, and of course my dogs Major, Misty, and Jessie. We've got them down in the bottom right. We've got Major, because he's a major pain in my ass. We've got Misty, Jessie, and that's a photo of me playing basketball over the summer. No need to zoom in there and verify that. The first and probably most important thing that I will say to you before we even meet is, if you have any questions, if you have any concerns this year, please do not hesitate to ask me. I can't help you unless you tell me you need help. I can't solve the problem unless you tell me I have a question. I can't fix the things that you don't like about this class unless you put your hand up, or you email me, or you leave a comment in Google Classroom and you say, Mr. Tapley, I am struggling with this topic, or I'm struggling with this question, or even I'm struggling with the amount of work you're giving in class. Can you please stop giving us so many questions? I'm very happy to adjust to your needs. Obviously you guys are going to be the ones determining how we run this classroom, because it's your classroom. I'm not going to teach you the same way I taught my Year 10s last semester. I want you guys to tell me if there is a problem, and I want you to tell me if you have a question. I'll be happy to answer as quickly as possible. Any comments or feedback you have will help to improve not just my experience, but your experience and your classmates' experience in Year 10 Geography. So, what is geography? Some of you guys probably can't really remember much about it from Year 9. That's fine. It's a bit different in Year 10 anyway. Geography, if I was to sum it up in 2 words, is about people and places. So in term 3, we'll be examining places. So we'll be looking at everything that's outside of your window, basically. We're looking at the environment, the environmental geography. And then in term 4, we're looking at people. So we're looking at human well-being. What do people need to be happy and healthy? Our studies throughout both of these topics will attempt to connect our major topics together. So focus on how human activities interconnect and change the world around us. So it's 2 separate areas of study, but really they are connected. And we're going to try and show you that throughout this year. So the main questions that we'll be looking at, if you want to narrow it down to 3 big questions, are: what is human well-being? What impacts our health and happiness? And how do we improve it? So that's going to be in term 4 when we look at human well-being, human geography. What are the causes and consequences of environmental change? So we'll be looking at this term: what is the environment? What are we doing to hurt the environment? And what are the consequences of our actions? And then finally, how can we manage environmental change effectively and sustainably? So basically, how can we fix the problems in the world around us? So how are we going to be setting up our class this year? A bit different in remote learning, obviously, so I've had to make a few changes. And I'm sure you guys are already sick of remote learning on day 1. But again, if there's anything I can do to help you in remote learning, please let me know, and I'll try and make a few changes to how we set up our class. But for now, The lesson plans will be uploaded to Compass. So in Compass lesson plans, same as any of your teachers really, I'll be uploading the learning intention. So what is our goal? What are we trying to do this lesson? The class activities, so what are we doing in the lesson? And then any instructions that I might have. The class resources and all the assessments, I'm going to be uploading them to both Compass, but also Google Classroom. I found that Google Classroom worked really well with my remote learning geography classes last term. You guys are different, you might not enjoy it, but I found it was the easiest way to upload resources for students to comment, ask questions, etc. So Google Classroom is my preference, but I understand that some people are still not really enjoying or using Google Classroom well, so I'm going to upload it to Compass as well for students who are struggling with new technologies, because I'm sure 100 of your teachers have 100 different ways of giving you information. So I want to keep it nice and simple. It's going to be in Google Classroom. For those of you that are old school, traditional, I'll throw it into Compass as well. Each lesson, I will record a video lecture similar to this one, providing instructions on the class activities and explaining the content in each slide. This video will be a substitute for Zoom live lessons. Again, I'm sure 100 of your teachers have done 100 different things. I've had other geography teachers tell me that they've had a lot of success or they've had a lot of problems doing Zoom lessons where you guys show up at your timetable class, you log on and you have like this weird live conversation with 100 people talking over each other. I found that doesn't really work very well. I think the benefits of these recorded lectures are that you guys can watch it at your own speed. You can pause, you can rewind if I'm talking too quickly, which I know I am, I'm sorry. You can rewind to something that you didn't quite understand and read it again or watch it again. So I've found these video lectures work really well. If you don't enjoy them, again, please let me know, and we can go to a live Zoom lesson every class. I just think that these videos allow you to go at your own pace. If you miss the class because you're unwell or you have music or whatever reason, you can go back and watch the videos later on. So that's what we'll be doing each lesson. I'll be reading through the slides, adding some more information, explaining the instructions in detail in these little 5-10 minute videos. The class activities that we'll be doing, so textbook questions, slide activities, etc., we'll be uploading them to a digital notebook. So instead of you guys writing everything down, taking a very grainy crap photo where your thumb's covering up the camera and then sending that to me, what I've done with my classes in the past and what other teachers might have done with you before is we've been using a Google Doc file, so a little digital notebook where you just upload what you've been doing, so you type it all out. I can see what you're typing out in real time, and at the end of each lesson I can go, all right, they've answered that question, brilliant, I'll leave a comment there, well done. Oh, they haven't answered that question well, I'll leave a comment, give them some advice. So basically, again, summarizing everything in here, lesson plans in Compass, everything else will be in Google Classroom and Compass if you need it, video lectures instead of Zoom lessons, and then class activities, instead of writing it all out, I'm going to be uploading them to a digital notebook. So before I go any further, I might show you where all this information is located. So if I go to Compass, you can see a terrible staff photo there. You can also see the lesson plan that I've uploaded for our first lesson, so learning intention, success criteria, lesson activities, and then I'll be putting a link to the video lecture there, so you can just click on that, open it up, boom. So that's on Compass, and then if you go into Compass resources, there'll be a folder for our class slides, for the video lectures that I'm uploading, and all the other resources, textbook chapters. It's all going to be in Compass resources. Same with learning tasks. So assessments, Compass learning task, same as always. Google Classroom. So you guys have, again, hopefully used this before. If not, you should have received an email from me with the code, the class invitation to get into here. Otherwise, code's there. You just need to go into Google Classroom, type in that code, and you'll be sent here. And you can see I've uploaded all, whoops. You can see I don't know what I'm doing. There we go. We've got all our resources here, so our class slides that we've been going through. Just need to click on that, and there's our PowerPoint, which I'll be uploading and updating every lesson. So you don't need to go find 100 different PowerPoints. It's all going to be in that one PowerPoint there. Video lectures, so that's just a link to my YouTube channel. I'm a YouTube superstar. Like, comment, and subscribe. And that's where the video lectures will be recorded. There'll be a little playlist for Year 10 Geography Semester 2. You just need to click on that and you can go through them chronologically. If you're studying for a CAT or something, you can go back in time and watch a video from 2 weeks before the CAT. Student notebook, that's the Google Doc that I was talking about. So acts as your notebook for class activities. You do not need to submit this at the end of each lesson. That happened quite a lot last term, so I'm going to say that right away. You don't need to create a new document each lesson. All you need to do is click on this and it will open up this. So Year 10 Geography student notebook. All I want you to do this lesson is type in your name and your ID. That'll prove to me that you know where it is and that you know how to type English. And then you can see we've got the textbook chapters there, 1 through 5. You should have the physical copy of the textbook. You should have the ebook as well. But since everything is in one nice little place here, I just thought there'd be something else I can do to make your lives a bit easier. And if you go down to Google Classroom assignments, mine looks a bit different than yours because I've got the teacher version of Google Classroom. But this one right here, class introduction, I will talk about once I get to the next slide. Lesson activities. So this is what we are doing today. Don't want you to get through too much content today. I just want to keep it nice and simple in the very first lesson. So what you'll be doing is opening your individual student notebook, as I said earlier, which is in Google Classroom Resources. All you need to do is write your name, student ID on the front page. VC level, super difficult, university level stuff. So hopefully you can get that done. Second thing I want you to do is the class introduction file. It's a little survey, a little quiz in Google Classroom assignments, which will hopefully provide you with an opportunity to voice your recommendations, your preferences for classes this year. So I'll get 26 little Google Classroom introductions. So 1, I'll get to know you, and 2, I'll get to know how you learn best, and then how I can change my classes to make sure you learn best in geography. Discuss your personal interests, so I know a little bit about you besides your names and your photos, and then express your current understanding of geography. If you remember a lot from Year 9, thumbs up. If you don't, that's fine. New year level, new clear slate, it's fine. Speaking of clean slates, I did speak to your Year 10 history teacher, Miss Bradbury, and she's giving me a glowing review of how you guys went in history. So well done. She was quite a fan of you, so I'm expecting good things. For those of you that didn't really enjoy history, that's fine. That's understandable. You don't have to enjoy every subject you do at school. You might not even enjoy geography. All I want you to do, though, try your best. That's all I can really ask. All I'm asking is that you try your best. If you do that, I promise I will try my best to make sure you have fun in geography, even if it's not something you're pursuing in VCE. So if you didn't enjoy history, geography is a good time to wipe the slate clean, start new, and see what you can do in semester 2. Really build some momentum going into VCE. So this one here, class introduction file. Assignments, Google Classroom, you click on that one there, and you can see it's just, I believe it's 6 or 7. 7 little questions. Again, just getting to know you guys, what you enjoy in a classroom, what you don't enjoy, so I don't do that by accident. So question 1, what do you find enjoyable in a classroom? Question 2, what did you enjoy about remote learning specifically? So positive experiences, things that went well, things that you want me to do in geography. Question 3, what do you not want me to do in Year 10 Geography? So what's something you didn't really enjoy last semester or last term, even last year? Question 4, what do you know about geography? This question here, you can just dot point it, you can write sentences, you can write key terms, key words, key places. Really, what do you know about geography? Question 5, what are you interested about geography? So what are some different topics you might like to look at? And then if you guys all say, oh, I want to look at this, this, or this, then I'll just add that into the curriculum and it'll give us a really fun lesson. Different events around the world, natural disasters, different nations. Maybe you're really interested about the environment or the people in a specific nation. Different types of environments, different types of wildlife, etc. Question 6, what are your personal interests? One thing I did last semester, it might be difficult with remote learning, but I made, instead of like a geography Kahoot, I made a class Kahoot. So it was 10 questions about, you know, what's Jonna's favorite basketball team, or what's Stephanie's favorite TV show, something like that. So if we get some responses to that, maybe I can put together a little class quiz about that. And then question 7, my secret persona is DJ Tappers. Mrs. Tapley by day, DJ Tappers by night, because I put together usually class playlists when we're at school that we can play during the class, so you guys have a bit of background music to your geography lessons, and you don't have to listen to my terrible American accent. So, just getting your recommendations there for your favorite song to add to our class playlist, which I'll hopefully be able to make available to you when we go back to school. So you've got 7 questions there, guys. Just smashing in your name and your ID into your student notebook. And again, if you have any questions, please let me know. And yeah, thank you. Looking forward to the rest of the semester. Cheers.